Alright, I wrote down a question.
Okay.
What is something that makes someone immediately untrustworthy?
They like Dasani.
Ooh.
No, it's been a hot topic with us, so I just thought it was topical. But what about you?
People named Jeff, but not spelled with a J. It's spelled like Geo.
G-off type, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what you're on, but get off it. People who comment anything but a daughter on like girls' posts.
Yeah. Fatherless activities.
Fatherless activities.
No, you're
Yeah.
a fucking weirdo.
Tape measures. I don't want to explain myself. Bandana wearers.
I still have a picture of you wearing one. No, it wasn't a bandana.
Probably was. If we're thinking of the same
It
picture.
could be a bandana. Yeah, it could have been a bandana. I see you throwing shots though. What's up?
You want to do this?
No, I'm kidding. I make all these jokes, but
Yeah.
Devin, he posted it back up in his black belt.
Yeah. Chunky
After
got me
watching-
hyped. Like, I want to get back into martial arts.
Yeah.
I just want to punch something.
That's the thing is like in public, I'm not really even worried about it because I know that like if we really got caught up in some shit, Devin could like kill somebody.
Okay, don't put the hit out on me.
No. I'm not hyping him up that much.
yeah.
He actually took
Humble
a
me
self-
real quick.
He took a self-defense class.
Yeah. When I was
He's
8.
actually only orange belt. Dude, we actually took the same class. I actually got up to orange belt too. We're on the same level.
Cut this.
No, but seriously, I took a self-defense class and only got up to orange belt and then I quit. It was like 5th
Dude.
grade.
Nice.
It was at one of those
Proud
karate
of you.
places up near us, but
Yeah.
I thought I was doing karate and they were like, no, it's self-defense. And I was like,
That sounds a little lamer. Not gonna lie.
it does sound kind of lame.
You ever heard of the term McDojo?
No.
Oh, well, I can explain. So a McDojo is sort of
Is it
sort of just
something to do
paying for your
with-
belt.
is it something to do with like McDonald's where you just get it quick?
Yeah, like maybe they'll have like a sort of a fast pass deal where you pay extra, get extra classes
Gotcha.
to speed up your progress, and it's less about if you're actually ready and able to test and know your stuff to advance onto a new belt. It's more just
Makes sense.
if you're there for a certain amount of time, you're good enough. You're doing.
That dancing again. The ants are going crazy.
But
Drop that shit.
yeah, that's sort of a McDojo,
Drop that shit.
and I feel like you were probably at one.
I was.
5th grade.
I think so. I
Something.
left because the dude made fun of my dad one time.
Ah.
My dad wasn't in the best shape at the time.
Oh,
And the guy
so
made,
he
like,
was
a
just
fat
being
joke.
mean.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
Literally that night I went home and I was like, I was pissed.
Yeah.
Acting like I wanted to do something. I was like, I
Yeah.
wanted to beat him up. I wanted
Yeah.
to.
It's not like you could. You know self-defense.
Yeah, you know self-defense. He's a black belt in self-defense actually.
A black belt in self-defense.
Yeah.
That,
like
that already
like-
sounds fishy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they had other classes. I think they just had me in that one because my parents thought it sounded best.
Oh, they didn't want you turning violent.
Yeah, they didn't want me in martial arts. They
Yeah.
wanted me in self-defense.
Yeah, that white rage is dangerous.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Remember when everybody was all like, if you're not on alt TikTok, it's either straight TikTok or alt
Yeah.
TikTok.
I hated the division in the crowd like that, but like, it's either you straight TikTok, like, so you're just either watching people dance or you're watching people be funny.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I was like, because people would get on me for that, and I'm like, okay, here's the thing though. Like, I was watching people be funny. They're like, oh, you're not on alt TikTok, you're not on alt TikTok. But then they showed me their TikTok, and it was like deep fried memes, like stuff that I watched when I was in like high school.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff that like now it's kind of gimmicky humor that like wears away after a while.
Yeah.
It's not like I was watching like Charlie D'Amelio dance. I was watching like dudes make jokes.
Yeah.
So I like comedy.
Be funny instead of shock you into a laugh, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't like shock humor. People who are like, I like dark humor, but it's just them being blatantly like racist or homophobic or something.
Let's talk about satire. Because you haven't gotten into that and you wanted to talk about that for a while. Oh, we need the full 10 minutes for this one.
Satire is very important.
You've been meaning to get into this one for a while now.
Here's the thing about satire is that it's supposed to be absurd. You know, like you use satire to make it sound like most satire tends to kind of follow the direction of like, oh hey, like I was talking about having an Onion article in one of my classes, and the Onion article was like, oh, you know, the whole state of Florida is going to collapse. That was the headline. And it was after that hotel collapsed, right? And what it was trying to say was a lot of locals are worried that like the entire area is messed up. And they were basically saying the governor has just came out and said that all of Miami is going to collapse into the sea like Atlantis, and they're trying to get everybody out, and people thought that it was like fake news. But the thing about the Onion is that it's a satirical newsletter. It's really just trying to make fun of something else. So the fact that it's absurd is not because it's trying to be misleading. It's because it wants you to dig in deeper and understand why they're saying what they're saying. You don't have to dig that many layers deep just to understand that they were just saying like locals think that the whole world is going to collapse because of one building. And one building, it was like an isolated incident. It was a tragedy. Let me start off by that. I'm not trying to like downplay what happened at all. What happened to that thing, like it's all those people that died from it. It was super sad, and it was at the fault of whoever was building the building.
No.
But then afterwards, like hotels across the street and like down the block were thinking like, oh my God, this whole area, it's gonna happen to me again. You know, it's gonna happen to me next time. It's like they're basically saying like, there's no need to worry about that. It's not like Florida is just collapsing in on itself.
Yeah.
But the thing about satire that I find so interesting right now is that it is really hard to tell what is satire because we have such a big stream of misinformation. We have so many people coming out and like trying to mislead the public by saying these absurd things but trying to portray it as truth. It doesn't have some satirical meaning where it's making fun of something. Like they genuinely want you to believe these crazy things, and that makes it really hard to believe or like know when it's satire or not, because you know, this past year we heard that we started getting releases about UAPs, UFOs. And, you know, that's something that like 10 years ago, if you were like, the government released 30,000 videos of UAPs and UFOs, you'd be like, it's bullshit. What are they trying to say? Like, they'd try to dig in deeper. But like, that actually happened. So now it's like, it's hard for us to know what to believe is satire or just extreme levels of, not necessarily even misinformation, but like some crazy headline. You can't tell the difference between that and like a satirical article.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, if you see an article about like they're putting poison in the vaccines, you know, you see a headline like that, you don't know if that's actually somebody who's very far down the line, or if it's somebody who is trying to make fun of people that are far down the line through satire. And the other problem with that is that it's not necessarily just the fact that people don't understand satire, it's that people don't understand headlines, where maybe they'll just see the headline, they won't click that deep into it, or they'll skim the article. So they don't fully understand much about the article, but they saw the headline. And I think that the problem here is
the headline is the extent of their research.
Yeah, exactly. Or they'll look exactly for the information that they want, and then they'll portray it in a way that fits the narrative that they want to show you, which isn't how you use that kind of information. Because if I took a graph that said like, you know, how many birds are dying and how many birds eat people food, and then I try to use that as a way to say feeding people food to birds is killing them.
Try to create a correlation.
Instead of using correlation.
That's terrible considering we just fed the ducks.
Yeah. I was really trying to make us look like bad guys there.
Yeah.
But
great.
I'm just saying, like,
The bird.
most likely people will use that and say, like, this causes this, because they don't know much about statistics. Where in statistics, you would know that correlation is not the same as causation.
Yeah.
And it's just that extra level of looking that people don't understand. We talked about the vaccine guy, I think, on 2 episodes ago when we had our guest David on.
Yeah. Shout out David.
Shout out to David. He made it to Wisconsin safe. We were talking about the guy who, like, faked the vaccine stuff, and he was, like, saying he was a doctor from Oxford, and it was Oxford, Ohio. It was like a local community college, and it wasn't accredited or anything.
Yeah.
And he had
Oxford University.
He had a doctorate in education. It's stuff like that where you just hear that and that sounds credible, but when you don't look that deep into it, oh damn, bro.
You good? You
I
good?
just got, like, assaulted by a bug again. But people don't look that deep past just the name and what they say, and then you're like, oh, he seemed pretty credible, and he's saying that the vaccines are going to kill you in 3 to 5 years. It's not true.
Yeah.
Like, first off, these vaccines have been studied for a long time. It's not like they just kind of came out. This is the first time we've tried it, especially this quickly. Which I understand why that would be scary to some people. But it's something that has been researched for decades. Like, people have been looking into this thinking, is this safe? And they thought it was safe. And it's been proven that it's pretty safe. We have, like, millions of people vaccinated now.
It's
to where
working.
we have a good amount of people tested. And if there were enough people to say, like, hey, this many pregnant women have this many problems, or this many children are having this many problems with it.
Yeah.
It's like, now that we have a test group, we could say, like, okay, maybe this isn't better if it wasn't better.
Yeah.
But all in all, I don't want to go too deep off the rails because I know I will.
No, brother.
Start turning into Hassan Piker over here.
That's actually not where I thought you were going with the whole satire thing.
But in reality, what I was trying to say with satire is that, that's a big one.
Oh, crikey.
Crikey. Basically, like, people don't understand the difference between satire and misinformation because...
I just hit the mic. I'm sorry. Editing Colin if that sounded awful.
It's okay. I'll just make sure to put, like, loser above your head really big.
Dude.
Yeah. This bit again. Except this time I made it bigger and I made it red instead of that nasty brown color.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's okay.
Cool. But, yeah, it's just... people don't understand the difference because we have such a crazy cycle of news right now where people are intentionally trying to mislead. People are intentionally trying to just, like, force a narrative instead of just being media and presenting what we need to be presented.
Sorry. Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of irresponsibility in the media as a whole right now, and I think that that is kind of what put us at this point. And, you know, it's all fun and games until something worse happens, or, like, we just go too far off the rails.
This is not where I thought you were going with the whole satire thing.
Where did you think I was going to go?
I thought, well, my personal problem with satire...
Oh, it's all good.
No, you're fine.
We're going to put up a sign soon, sorry.
But, like, my whole thing, like, is a lot of people either don't know how to use satire or use it as a cop-out. It's sort of a, you know?
That's another thing.
Like, I didn't even consider your angle, which is also very true, but, like, either they don't make the satire absurd enough to where it's not even clear and you just sound dumb and insane and or like subtly like insane and like you can't really tell, or you actually mean what you're saying, but since you didn't receive the support you initially thought, you backtrack and play it off as satire.
Well, it was just satire, guys. I obviously didn't really mean that. It's like, no, you were going
Kanye with the slavery thing. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, No, I think that he actually believes that shit.
Yeah. Off the meds.
But it's one of those things where just like you said, people will say something way out of pocket, whether it's like racist, homophobic, bigoted in some way, and then they think like, oh, this will get likes, this will get laughs, it's for attention.
Yeah.
And then when it doesn't get the right attention, they're like, guys, it was satire. And then everybody's going to be
joking.
like, gotcha, it was just a joke, guys, calm down.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's like white dudes with like a troll face as their profile picture, which that actually happened to me the other day on my Loki video on TikTok.
Oh, really?
Yeah, somebody commented and they had like a troll face as their icon. And I was like, first off, how old are you? Second off, like, he was like, homophobic? They're not scared of them. I'm like, okay, so clearly you're 5.
Yeah.
You know, somebody will say something racist or like make a baby joke or something, and I'll make a joke about hitting women or something, Chris Brown, yada yada yada, and when it's not funny, they're like, guys, I was just joking, obviously.
Yeah.
Or they'll say like the N-word. It's satirical. It's like,
no,
I don't think there's any case where you
the
could.
satirical N-word classic.
Yeah. No, I've already talked about that too, where it's like
going crazy. Sorry.
It kind of getting out of group chats where I just like have people where they throw it around and they're like, but like my one friend is okay with it, you know.
Yeah.
And even then, it's like I have friends.
If we're back on the untrustworthy thing, people who allow others to,
if you say
make jokes at their expense, like,
it's not
your
even
worth
like,
a little.
It's not even like I don't trust those people. I just feel bad for those people. You know, it's like they probably want not the attention. It's more of like if they have nobody else, they kind of want to do that to feel liked. You know, I'll let my friends say, you know, it's not that big of a deal to me.
I feel you.
But in reality, it's like it's a bigger issue than just you. And you know, I obviously can't speak for other people, but like, you know, I've seen people where they let their friends say the like F slur or like, you know, obviously the N word.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's red flag number 1, where it's like if you're throwing stuff out like that and you're like, I'm just joking, I don't even mean it like that. It's like, grow up, dude. If you're like 21, 22 and you're still saying shit like that, it's not edgy, it's not funny.
Yeah.
You're just racist and you're trying to hide it because your friend says it's okay. Yeah. You know? Your friend
doesn't. The old days where those were allowed. Grow up, evolve.
No, exactly.
Be better.
It's not about when it was allowed. It's like, slavery was allowed. You know, it doesn't necessarily make it okay.
Yeah.
You know, clearly we've grown past that.
Yeah.
So the fact that you haven't shows me that you're still immature.
Yeah.
So
I see where your values lie, and not a fan.
Yeah.